In this clip, we're going to talk about, in general, what it takes to make the perfect cup of tea. There are 4 elements that it takes to make a good cup of tea. It's not complicated, but if you bring these things together, you'll have a very enjoyable experience. Of course, the first thing that you need to make a perfect cup of tea is water. The water's got to be of good quality. It has to taste good. You want to make sure that you're not using distilled water, as the minerals are needed to make the tea taste bright. But you do want to make sure that the water does taste good. It can come from a filtered source in your home or your fridge or whatever, wherever. It can come out of a bottle if that's how you like to drink it, or out of a water cooler. But it must taste good. The next most important thing is going to be the tea itself. You want to make sure you have good quality tea. Good quality tea will result in a good quality cup of tea. And you want to make sure that you use the right amount of tea. We recommend using 1 teaspoon for every 6 ounces of water for most teas. The next thing you want to keep in mind as you make your cup of tea is the temperature of that water. Now, this is most important when you're making white teas and green teas. Those teas require the water to be slightly cooler than the boiling point, around 175 degrees. So make sure that your water temperature is at the right point. If you don't have your laser digital thermometer handy, or perhaps the batteries are dead, you can just bring your water to a boil on the stove and then take it off the heat and let it sit for about 30 to 45 seconds, and the water should be at about the right temperature. Experiment and you'll get it right. Finally is time. You want to make sure that you steep your tea, and by steeping I mean the tea is exposed to the hot water for a set amount of time. This varies with tea. Green teas want to be steeped for about 2 minutes. Black teas want to go 3 to 5 minutes. So you want to make sure that you do pay attention to the time, because if you go over the amount of time, you're going to have a bitter tasting brew. So all these things come together: the water, the tea, the time, the temperature, and that will produce, every time, the perfect cup.